Okay. Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and I was tempted last episode to just keep going, but I have to remember to keep these short because I don't want Troopa getting ahead of Scout. So, yeah, we're just gonna. I missed this TM earlier. I don't know how, but yeah, we're gonna stick to shorter episodes with Troopa because, yeah, kind of ruins the point of the Scoutlocke if Troopa's getting ahead. I did think to myself, I've been brainstorming future ideas for Scoutlocks, and I think it would be pretty neat, a neat idea to do a Scoutlocke where the Scout is, I mean, generally I think this is it's kind of the opposite idea with a Scoutlocke. Generally, I think ideally you'll have the Scout be the inexperienced person, and then if you're doing a two-person Scoutlocke, have the Scout be the one who's inexperienced, and then have the Troopa be the one who knows what they're doing. Of course, for most Pokemon games, you'll run into the problem of the Troopa already knowing what's coming, but not if it's a new game, which is kind of the idea for what a Scoutlocke should be in my head. However, I've been thinking as to an alternate way to do it, where you could do a Scoutlocke where the Scout is doing effectively a hardcore Nuzlocke while the Troopa is doing a normal Nuzlocke, I would say. Right? So I'm defining hardcore Nuzlocke as the one with the no items rules or battle mode set rules. Those kinds of rules. Whereas a normal Nuzlocke is just like the two basic rules of a Nuzlocke. So that way, it's more challenging it's arguably more challenging for the Scout than it is the Troopa, and which makes sense if the Scout is the more experienced player. And yeah, I thought of this while watching Anna play Shining Pearl. I think it was Violet I talked about watching Anna Alouette of Niji Sanji play through Shining Pearl. Long story short, I've really been enjoying her playthrough because she is entirely new to Pokemon, and I got thinking okay, if I were to do a 2-player Scoutlocke sort of thing with Anna, how would it work? Well, I would probably want either she would be the Scout, or if we wanted to make her do the Nuzlocke type challenge, then I would be doing a Nuzlocke as well, probably. Right? And having the Scout do the hardcore Nuzlocke, and then also means that, unlike in this particular Scoutlocke, the Scout doesn't have a ton of Pokemon to choose from when it comes to sending the Troopa a Pokemon. So, yeah, I think it's a harder version, I think, of a Scoutlocke, but I think it would make more sense if the Scout in this scenario is a more experienced player. But also, it kind of runs counter to the idea of the Scoutlocke, at least the original motivation for it, which for me was, well, I want to play through the game normally, but I also want to make it interesting for people watching. So, did I already get LP from this? Yeah, I did. Okay. So yeah, I mean, did I already battle you? No, I didn't. Okay, well, we'll battle you now. Yeah, so it's an idea. I'm not 100% on it. There are definitely different ways you could do this. for now, for this game, we're just gonna stick with this. To be honest, I think the next time a new generation of Pokemon games comes out, I'm probably just gonna stream it and play it normally. Like, I could see myself, well, it's gonna be, we pretty much know at this point that the next generation of Pokemon games is probably gonna be 2 years from now, roughly. And at that point, I feel like I could be at a point where, you know, I'd be comfortable streaming for, you know, doing, my thought was like basically to do a series of like 3 12-hour streams just to play as much of the game as possible as soon as possible, you know, right after the game comes out. Because I really don't like having to, I do it to myself, but I really don't like having to dodge spoilers constantly. And arguably doing a let's play of a game is requires the most dodging of spoilers. So yeah, I don't think I wanna let's play a new Pokemon game again. I think I might have said that after Sword, but at this point, yeah, I would rather do 3 or 4 super long streams of a new Pokemon game instead of let's playing it, because there's a lot to spoil in a new generation of Pokemon games, and it's hard to dodge all the spoilers, you know. It's hard not to be spoiled on things. And I know that doesn't matter for some people, but for me it does. I don't know. I'm still enjoying my time here, though. I just wish, I kind of miss the old days where I could just sit down and play through an entire new Pokemon game in a weekend. I just don't really have the time or capacity to do that anymore. Alright, I've said before that one of the reasons I wanted to start a Let's Play channel was to give me an excuse to play games. And so far this channel has been pretty good at doing that, but also it doesn't necessarily, it's a bit of a monkey's paw, right? Because you get to play the game, but you don't necessarily get to play it how you want to play it, or how you would naturally play it anyway. I'm not saying I don't necessarily want to do a Scoutlocke or a Nuzlocke or whatever, or some sort of challenge run, but I don't necessarily want to do it on a new Pokemon game because I want to experience the game as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Right? And there aren't a whole lot of games out there that come out that I feel that way about. So let's swap to Flagon for now. I want to keep them kind of close in levels. All right, there's another stake over here. So yeah, I think next time it's going to be different. And to be fair, I'm not with this game, I'm not exactly doing the same thing I did with Pokemon Sword, so I've at least changed something about how I'm doing it. But also I kind of failed in my task of, because originally the plan, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but originally the plan was like, okay, I'm going to play either Scarlet or Violet, and I'm going to do a normal playthrough because I want to play through the game faster, and I'll do an episode a day of that, plus, you know, an episode every other day of whatever else I'm doing. In this case, it's Gravity Rush. But yeah, then I couldn't decide on which one to do, and also I thought, like, well, is a normal playthrough going to be entertaining, particularly in a Let's Play format? And so I was like, okay, I'll just play them both and make a challenge out of at least one of them. So, you know, that'll be more interesting. But then that also, because because I'm now alternating days. That makes it not quite as... I'm not playing through the game. I'm playing it through the games at roughly half the speed I planned on originally, so it's a little awkward. But you know what? It's fine. I don't mind. I'm enjoying myself either way. And you know what? I kind of have this philosophy that we're not going to fuck with that Houndstone, by the way, because I happen to know that it's level 40. And, you know, we handled it with Scout, but I don't necessarily think Troopa, it's worth the risk on Troopa. Crap, what was I saying? I don't know. Yeah, it's the Scoutlocke's fine. Oh, right. So I was saying I have this philosophy basically where the idea is I generally want to leave. Well, you know the idea of, you know, keep them wanting more, right? Like if you're entertaining someone that you want them to leave being like, oh man, I wish there was more of that. I wish, or I mean, and, you know, I guess this applies to stuff like food too. It's like, man, that was so good. I wish I had more. Because then, you know, whatever you do next, they'll come back for, theoretically. I have that same philosophy with myself, where if I stop myself short of being satiated, then I'll come back to it, or more likely to come back to it at least. So that's kind of the other philosophy that I'm running with in this scenario is like, yes, I'm not playing through this as fast as I want to, but it means that when I am coming back to it, I'm not burning myself out on it, right? I'm not getting myself tired of it, and thus, because I'm keeping it relatively fresh by not giving into just doing it all at once, right? I think that's generally a solid idea. So, you know, there are pros and cons to this approach, but next time, I at least want to try, like, playing as much of the game as possible as soon as possible. Yeah. Those are just my plans for the future, for the next Pokemon game. But of course, who knows where the hell I'll be in 2 years, so. For now, we simply live in the here and the now. Currently, we are playing Pokemon Scarlet, going through these areas that Scout has been through to basically just pick up items. That's the majority of what we're doing here. I do how the auto battle gives you both your stab types, even if you don't actually have a move of one of your stab types. Because like Cheerio doesn't have an electric move, but as far as auto battling is concerned, it still treats it as if she does. She? Right? No, he. Nope. All the Pokemon on this team are... Guys, never mind. My bad, Cheerio. Oh, another trainer. Let's do it. Super cool Pokemon figurines. Oh, man. Wait, I don't think I fought this guy as Scout. I don't remember fighting this guy. I don't remember fighting a Dino. Also another dragon type. There's so many dragon types in this game. Okay. Crash, I lost. Yeah, I don't think I actually fought that guy as Scout yet. Awkward. Well, maybe we'll have to come back for him. Because I am curious where one might find a Dino around here. Oh, hold on. There you go. There we go. Good stuff. And the other convenient thing about auto battling is that it lessens the chances that you're going to run into the Pokemon just randomly by accident. So that's neat. Whoa, you almost got me there, Oinkalone. You know, I get what the pun is supposed to be with Oinkalone, right? It's oink, which is what a pig is purportedly says, and cologne, like the thing that makes you smelly. But every time I hear it, I just think oink alone. Like it's a very lonely pig. I don't know. Its Pokedex entry said something about it attracting mates with its scent, so I guess it's probably not that lonely, but it's just one of those weird things. It reminds me of in Battle Revolution, where I believe I had a Sneasel at one point that had the move Ice Punch. And I was like, yes, I'll hit him with an Ice Punch. But you could also hear that as a nice punch, because it sounds almost exactly the same. It's fun. It's funny how it works sometimes. You really have to enunciate sometimes, and that's something I try to do, but I'm not necessarily great at it. I am, however, great at battling. Well, I mean, as far as battling NPCs goes, I guess. Wait, what's this doing battle? Oh, it focuses on the enemy Pokemon. Oh, okay. Well, that's neat. I'm just gonna hit this with an Air Slash, though. Sorry, Pablo's cousin, but you are. Indeed. Oh, Cheerio is actually higher level than Fuegon. Alright. We're gonna keep exploring around next time. But as for this episode, that's a wrap. It looks so plussed.